Hey, my name is Phil from legitmarketingreviews.com. In today's video, we're going to be looking at an email marketing and SMS platform called Acumbamail. Now, in this Acumbamail review, I want to show you exactly what Acumbamail does, how it actually works, and by the end of this video, you should know if it's right for you. And just to let you know, if you're thinking about getting Acumbamail, they are currently having a lifetime deal, so if you want to get Acumbamail at a one-time price, make sure you check out the link in the description. So first of all, what is Acumbamail? It is an email marketing platform. It is also a landing page platform that allows you to gather leads, and it also sends out SMSs. Now this is perfect for industries like e-commerce because you can update people how their order is going, and you can also set up email marketing campaigns to help grow your business. So what I'm actually going to do is, instead of talking about it, I'm going to jump behind the screen and show you Acumbamail. Okay, so first of all, we are going to start here at the Acumbamail website. Basically, what I want to do is run through the different features that they provide. I'm also going to go through the regular pricing just in case you miss out on the lifetime deal. And then I'm also going to show you the lifetime deal. Once that's all done, then I'm going to take you behind the screen and actually show you how Acumbamail works. So first of all, they say this tool is perfect for SMEs and self-employed because it is very easy to manage all the campaigns in a single platform. They also say it's perfect for enterprises, agencies, and institutions because of all the different things. One feature I really like about Acumbamail is the ability to actually white label the entire platform. So that is actually something I haven't heard many people talking about, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But it is a really cool platform so far from what I've seen. And if we come to services quickly, email services, SMS services, and landing pages. So it's pretty straightforward of what they actually use. Now, if we go to the regular pricing plans, just so you know exactly what you're in for. So first of all, we've got three different sort of variables here and one that doesn't seem to work. But first of all, let's look at mailings. We've got here a different slide scale for how many emails per month you think you're going to send. As you can see, the basic plan for $25 a month allows you to send up to 20,000 emails per month, which is pretty good. And you also get things like telephone support, automations, landing page builder, A/B testing, and reports. So that's actually really good considering not a lot of people would start off with over 20,000 per month. Of course, as you go up, all the numbers go up as well, but that's completely fine. We've also got the Pro, which is $70 per month for 20,000, and the Enterprise, which is $221. Now, if you use the Pro, you also get the agency account, automatic resend, automatic list clear, which I'll show you about in a moment. It's actually really cool. Facebook audiences, priority sending, and also monthly email marketing advice. Finally, we've got the Enterprise, which has got priority support, email marketing consulting, you've got an account manager, a dedicated IP, and unlimited campaign previews. Now, you can also go based by the amount of subscribers that you have. So basic up to $39 can be up to 2,500. Pro is up to 2.5 as well for 84, and you can slide the scale once again. Or if you just want to prepay credits based on how many emails you actually send, you can have unlimited subscribers, you can have an unlimited daily limit, but you can just purchase the amount of emails you actually want to send. So it's pretty interesting. So you can buy like 300,000 emails and just chip away at them over time if you want. It's a really interesting model I've never seen before. So that is the pricing for Acumbamail at their regular price. If, however, you want the lifetime deal, which is incredibly generous, what you will notice is they are actually giving you all Pro plan updates. You're going on the Pro plan lifetime access, which is already $70 per month for up to 20,000 emails per month. And as you can see, you get up to 20,000 emails per month as well, just for $79 one time. So $9 extra for 1 month, and you are on that plan for life. And it's pretty cool because you get 20,000 per month. Of sends, and you get all of these amazing features, which also includes the automatic list clearing, the Facebook audiences, and the agency account, which once again, if you remember me talking about earlier, you can actually get the white labeling. So in terms of this lifetime deal, this is an absolute steal. If Acumbamail is something that you're wanting to have, you're going to get an incredible price versus actually paying for it normally. So I highly recommend jumping on it sooner rather than later, just in case the deal ends. And as you can see, they've only got excellent reviews from here, and they haven't even incentivized anything, as a lot of AppSumo reviews do. If you give them a good review, sometimes people give you extra code. It's not the case here. I've had this the software for about a week now, and I haven't had any upgrade incentives. So these are all legit reviews. So let's go into it. This is my dashboard of Acumbamail. I think this entire dashboard is actually really clean. On the left, we've got quick navigation, we've got our newsletters, SMTP, we've also got our SMS and pages inside of here where you can create your landing pages. So overall, it's really easy to navigate around the platform. And on my account, we've got here preferences, my pricing plan. We've got different types of credits if you needed additional things. And you've also got your marketing calendar, which basically lets you know what's happening in times with certain dates. Now, just one thing before I get into it, I believe Acumbamail was originally created for like Spanish speaking audiences, because sometimes when I go into different parts of campaigns, I noticed there is some Spanish wording, and I'm a little bit confused about it, but it made entire sense once I actually found out, that it is a Spanish speaking sort of website. But they are sort of tapping into the English market. So just keep in mind, some things might not be 100% in English, but they are just launching in the English market by the looks of it. They're quite established as far as I've seen in the Spanish market. So there's nothing to say that they won't do really well in the English. So let's get stuck into it. On the left, newsletters. This is going to be basically all your email marketing. It probably should have been called email marketing, but inside here we've got your campaigns. So if we go to campaigns quickly, I'll show you what it does. So I've created a few different campaign tests so far, an autoresponder test and an RSS test. If you don't know what RSS is, it's basically like a feed from something. So I connected it to my WordPress website, and it seemed to have worked. So what I'm going to do is click on a new campaign, show you the different options available, and then we can go ahead and actually create something. So first of all, we've got here newsletter, A/B testing, autoresponder, and RSS. So it's all pretty straightforward. If you want to split test emails, you can do so here. If you want to just send out a campaign like a newsletter swipe, this is more current event type thing, then you can do so here. If you want to do autoresponder, which I believe most people will, I'll choose this one here, autoresponder, and we'll give it a campaign name just to show how easy it is to use. So I'm just going to call this for my YouTube subscribers, right? From the email address, my contact email address, sender, I'll just put my name, subject, it's great to have you join me, right? There is also some advanced options if you want. Things like a pre-header. So if you've ever opened your mail app and you've noticed you've seen like 2 lines of text, this is basically a place where you can customize those 2 lines. You've also got here control links and enable Google Analytics. They come already checked. You can play around also with the subdomain if you wish. I'm just going to leave it as is for now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on next. And as you can see at the top, we're actually just going through this different sort of checklist here, right? So we've got home, subscribers, when, templates, design, campaign. It's very well laid out. So moving forward, on the bottom here, we've got currently 2 options. I've actually gone through and created a list. That's why you can see it here. If you start at the top and work your way down though, you will not have a list just yet. So you can actually just send the campaign to yourself for now. Then as you get lists added, then you can actually go through and add it in there. So I'm just going to leave it to myself for now. Click on next and go to the next step. So this autoresponder is triggered. This is setting up all your different triggers when a subscriber opens or clicks on a specific link or has been subscribed to a certain list. So majority of the time, it's going to be subscribed to a certain list and you only want it for new subscribers. It's entirely up to you if you want to have that. And you want to have this campaign set, and you can choose when you want to actually send it. So it could be before a certain date or after a certain time. You can choose which days and at what time it goes. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to go here, click on next, which will bring us to the templates. Now these are just ones I've been playing around with. I'll show you what the templates actually look like. So we've got 3 options here. You can import a template if you want. We've also got new templates and you've got my templates. The good thing about my templates is if you've created, say, a template that's customized to your brand, you can go ahead and keep reusing that template and it's always available. So that's what I really like. It's nothing worse than going to have to recreate the the template every time. I'm just going to click on new templates to give you an idea of what's available. Now there is loads, 861, just to sort of narrow it down. But if you click on here, you can drop down and see all the different sort of niches or industries, I guess you want to call it. So depending on what you're creating emails for will depend on what you want to actually use. 861, it blows my mind. Obviously, you just want to create something that you're going to reuse time and time again. So you've got 861 different options to start with, and then you can actually go and start editing it. So for this example, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, see if there's a nice, easy one that I can start with. Probably this one here, welcome to real estate. Looks pretty reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and click on select. What am I going to call it? This is going to be welcome to the crew, something like that, and click on create. So now this is going to load. It's reasonably fast as well, which I'm pretty impressed with. The whole, the builder of the emails is pretty cool. And we've got here elements on the right as it's loading our email. And it will populate like it has now. So we can just come through, click on things we want to play with. We can either delete or duplicate. That's pretty straightforward. We've got at the top here content, rows, and settings. So different content is obviously elements. Rows is the different rows that you can put in content. And then finally we've got settings inside of here. So let's just play around a bit. Let's drop in, say, a new button. Okay. Drop in the button comes out standard like that. You can put in URLs, open in different emails, make calls, send SMSs. It's pretty cool. You can also have auto width, or you can decide the width yourself. Background colors, text align. It's all very straightforward. It's got all of the options that you would normally need. And once again, to delete things, if you don't see the delete button in the row, you can also just delete the modules by coming up to the content properties and deleting it there, which is really cool. Now this comes to the first sort of thing that I was talking about earlier, how the language isn't quite translated properly. You can see this is like a clock, like a stopwatch type sort of icon, and it says previous account. So I'm not sure why it says previous account, but let's drop it in and I'll show you what it does. So let's drop this in, click on previous account. Now it's going to take just a few moments to load, but when it comes, you'll notice, hey, this is a timer, right? So it says here choose timer type. So it's all pretty confusing. I think it's just, once again, the whole translation difference. One of these things that they're gonna finally like perfect over time, if that makes sense. But you can choose end dates here, start on open. So if you want it to open on a certain date, and you can send on start on send. So it's all pretty cool. So this could be a timer for like a launch. This could be like a urgency type thing, and this could be an urgency of when you want to send it, right? So as soon as they open it, the timer can start, or as soon as you send it, the timer can start. Very cool options inside of an email builder, especially a lifetime deal one, and especially one that has all of these different features. So that's all there. So I'll just click save and close, and now we've got a timer. Very cool. And looks like you can edit a few bits and pieces of it. You can't edit too much, but regardless, I think that is pretty amazing. So apart from that, it's all text on top, so you can just click what you want to change. Just be like, hey, my name is Phil. So obviously everything is easily to use. You can change font sizes. So I'm not going to go into the builder too much more than that, because it sort of does everything you'd expect it to do. So I'm going to go ahead, click on next, and let's have a look at what we've created so far. There's also a mobile version there, viewpoint. I should have probably said that. But we'll go ahead and come to the final step, which is the campaign. It shows you all parts of it, right? So we've got here the sender email, we've got the subject, subscribers, which ones. It says the custom URL, which is on the first page, tracking URL, autoresponder trigger, when, it's got the days, and also the campaign URL if you want to see it. So overall, it all looks pretty good. Now we can either send a test or we can just launch it. So I'm going to go ahead and click launch autoresponder, and it says, are you sure you want to launch it? And I'm going to say launch. So that's it. It's now going. You can also obviously send the test to yourself if you wish. Now, just to let you know, it does take a few moments to load. I'm not sure what's happening in the back end. It is very quick to send out emails, but sometimes it just takes a little bit to launch campaigns. So expect like a 10-second delay. I just thought I'd speed it up for this video. So here we are. We've got autoresponder enabled. We've got RSS enabled, autoresponder enabled. So that's how easy it is to actually create campaigns. I'll quickly go through some of the other options inside of here. So we have lists. Once again, these are the different lists you can create. So I'm just going to call this list name the YouTube Explainer. All right, list, something like that. And you can choose your language. As you can see, Spanish is the default. We've also got English, Italian, and Slovenian, so I believe this is sort of catered for the European market. So I'm going to go here, click on create, and that is good. Click on accept, and this is where you can add subscribers. And while we're actually on the list, there's some interesting features inside of here that I talked about earlier when we actually went through the pricing. So first of all, we've got here a summary of the list. This just shows you all of the different people inside of it and the unsubscribes and all that sort of good stuff. We've also got the subscribers, which we were just on. Next, we have here fields. So if you want to capture certain information from your pages or things like that, you can actually add in the fields here. So I always add in a name field. So I'm going to just put name, and you want to select your field. There's a few different types of options. So I'm just going to leave it like that and click add, and now we can also capture the name email. If you were to say capture SMS as well, you probably want to capture SMSs, so you can put in here SMS, or you can put in here phone, things like that. So choose the one that you want and click on add, and now you have the ability to actually get these fields, right? If you don't add them in the beginning, you're not going to be able to get them. Next, we have here forms. So if you wanted to create your own type of pop-up form, you can actually do so in here. We've got classic embeds. So if you just wanted to embed it on a page, or you can choose a pop-up, so it pops up, sidebar, exit intent, and side panel. I'll just show you a classic sort of version of one of these forms, just so you get the hang of it. I'm just going to call this the classic. Click on create. And it's really easy to use this template. As you can see, I made this one earlier, but what I'm going to do is come to pre-designed and show you the different types inside of there. And this is once again another sort of giveaway that Spanish was the language intended for this users. Of course, this will change over time. So for this example, I'll just say create this one here. So I'm going to click on select. Inside here, in your order, complete your subscription, you must first click where I've sent you. So after you submit the form, you can either display a custom message, you could paste an HTML code that's going to be used, or you can redirect. Depends what you want to do. If you just have this one here, it's just going to show up in the same box instead of having to redirect you or anything like that. So this one's actually a good one if you're embedding it. If it was, say, an opt-in page or something like that, then you'd want to redirect them somewhere else. So I'm just going to leave it as is. Click on next, which will bring us to the design. And this is where we can once again come to the form builder or the page builder. And it's got basically the same sort of options inside of here. So interestingly, once this actually loads, it goes to English. So it's interesting how the previews are in Spanish, but the actual version is in English. So that I'm sure they're getting towards having a full English platform if you're an English user. So it is just a matter of time. So on the left, once again, we've got viewports once again, right? Mobile desktop. And if we look here, we now have a form. It's probably the only sort of field that we didn't have in the last sort of demonstration with the email campaign. So I'm going to click on it, and you see we have here manage fields. Now you'll notice it has email, it's got a blank box, and got subscribe. So first of all, let's just say it was an opt-in page and it was for getting access to something. You can change the button text. So let's just say get instant access, press enter, gets updated. Super easy to do, right? Next, we have here email. If you click on edit, then it's going to give us some different options here. So I like changing the placeholder text. I'm going to instead write your email address like this, right? And I'm going to backspace the label. And watch this, as soon as I press save, it's going to change it just to the placeholder text and remove the label. So I really like that. Next, I'm actually going to add a field. And if you remember, we added in a phone field, and we also added in a text field. So if I click on char, which I think is character, it shows that the name field is added. You can drag it to the top, and there it is again. Once we go to edit, like we did before, we can remove the label and put in here your name, and then we can make it required if we wish. So click on required and press save. And now it is all congruent. So it's really easy to use if you've played around with it for a little bit. It doesn't take long at all to understand what's going on, but that's how you sort of get it going. Now, once again, this is just a sort of pop-up, or sorry, this is just a opt-in form. So you would embed this inside of a blog post or inside of a website, something like that. So it doesn't have to be super big. It just needs to have some information inside of here and capture the email address. So that's all really cool. So overall, I'm happy with that. I'm just going to go ahead and click on next. And finally, we get onto our integration, and our integration is where we can actually connect it to different types of platforms, right? So we have here the copy and paste, so you can add this as a HTML code. You can also add this div form, and then we've also got an embed code as well. And then we've got a share form. So it's really easy. You can use either of those to add it into your website, and it's going to work perfectly. And it's the same for all the different types of forms. And this is just the form, so it's pretty cool. Right. So next on our lists is actually segments. Inside the segments, we can set up rules. So let's just call this segment 1. I've played around with this a little bit, not too much to be honest, but I'll show you the different options just so you know they're there. So first of all, send to those who match any of or all of the following conditions. So you can add different types. We've got here email, name, phone, subscription date, and quality. I'm not too sure where the quality score actually is listed, but you've got all these. You've got equal to, contains, does not contain, things like that. And you can also add different conditions. So it's all pretty straightforward. So I'll leave that there. If you want to play around with that, that's up to you. Next, we've got settings. Settings inside of here, we've just got basically what we talked about earlier, list name, public list name, all those different types of things. So it's all just the information we've already filled out. Basically, you can also add in your company and address and your telephone if you wish. Next, we've got notifications. And inside here, we've got here 3 different types of notification sort of pages. So we've got confirmation email, confirmation page, and unsubscription page. So you can come through, you can change the different text and things inside of that. If you want to get a notification for subscribers, you can do as well. But inside here, you can just play with the text, right? So you can make it say what you want. That's pretty cool. And on the confirmation email, it's got the little tag here. I'm not sure if you can actually remove that. I believe if you change the global value, that's where it would be, where you change it. So let's go to audiences, see what's inside of here. So this is where your Facebook audiences can go, and this is where you can actually trigger them inside of different workflows. And finally, we've got advanced. And if you remember at the very beginning of the pricing that I was talking about in this video, we talked about the automatic list clear. So it's not very explanatory, but I'll show you what it does. What you can do inside of here is for your list optimization, click on optimize, and you can actually determine how you want to filter your list. So let's just say for a number of months, a subscriber has not opened a campaign. Let's just say after 2 months, you can actually analyze your list, and it's going to tell you how many people this actually applies to, and you can clear them. So this is a really, really good way to keep your list nice and warm and high converting, and it's going to help with your open rates and things like that. So this is an amazing feature I haven't actually seen on any other tools. This is probably one of the big selling points for me, because you can keep your list very open, very engaged, things like that, by filtering through the people. Once again, number of times a subscriber has not clicked through on a campaign, number of times subscriber has not opened a campaign, subscriber was shown as soft bounce for the last shippings. Now, just to let you know, for some reason they call emails shippings and this sort of thing. You'll see it later on when we go into automations as well. It's quite interesting. I think it's just the whole translation thing once again. So that's pretty cool. Next, we also have quality analysis of the list, and we can't use it right now as we need 1,000 subscribers. But just to let you know, it's there. Finally, so the lists are done. Next, we have templates. We actually went through a bunch before. This is where all of your email templates are going to be hanging out. You can also create new ones inside of here. Next, we have automations. Inside of automations is actually quite fun. I did one inside here earlier, but I'll create a new one just to show you how it works. So this could be the YouTube example. I'll just leave the description blank for now. So we'll go and create it. This video is starting to get a little bit long. So trigger, I'll click on edit. So choose a list. YouTube explainer list, and trigger, you could say new subscriber on the list, or a certain date, or new subscriber on a segment. So majority of the time it'll be a list, and you can also apply it to existing subscribers if you wish. But I'm going to click on apply, and now every time someone actually opts into the list, they're going to get triggered into this automation. Now if I click on the plus, we've got a few options here: delayed template, fork, SMS, webhook, and until. Now until, I imagine, is like some sort of stopping feature or something like that. It's not very well described, but I'm sure if you saw the hand like that, that would mean stop. So stop until, that's basically what it looks like. So let's just say here someone it gets opted into the list. I want to add a delay, just a quick delay. I like adding sort of like a 5-minute delay if people are actually opting into a list. Reason being is I want them to look at the next page that they get redirected to, if it's a landing page. So I'll put a delay for 5 minutes. Next, I will put in a template. and this is going to be where your emails are. And all you need to do inside of here is make sure your sender's name is right, your email address is right. You can leave the campaign name as it is, and the subject, you want to add in something here. So I'm going to just say, here is the information you requested, right? Then you can select your template. So once again, it's the templates you've already played around with. So I'll select this one. Okay, we've also got all these already added. So I'm going to go ahead and change this, as I've already used Word a couple of times. I'm just going to call this Word 1. Click on apply. And now this template is ready to go. So that's really cool. So you can create all your emails inside of templates, and then you can add them all in here. Next we have fork. Fork is a sort of conditional one in here, so we can click on edit. Now we've got two types of options. We have here rules or behaviors. Rules is quite an interesting one, so you can choose it based on emails, names, or phones, and you can also check an operator. I'm not too sure what this is or what the value is, but behavior makes a lot more sense to me. So we can have an event to track, and once again this comes back to the whole shipping word that I was talking about before. So opens email, it says opens shipping, and this clicks any link, does not open any shipping, so once again email, and then finally does not click. So apart from the text being a little bit incorrect, this is actually a really good feature. So if someone opens an email, I could choose the email that they are opening, which is the one from before, click on apply. So if it's true, if they do it, I can actually put a delay and send them other certain types of emails, or I could send them a follow-up email, something else. So it's a pretty cool feature having this all here. And you can also add in SMSs as well. And I'll go over SMSs in a little bit. There's a little thing to know about it, especially in terms of actually countries that you can do it for. So that was something that I had to find out the hard way. So that's basically automation. You can make it as long as you want. There's no sort of restriction as far as I've seen. But once you're happy, click on run, and now your automation is good to go. Now the workflow is being processed, and this is going to take potentially like 30 seconds. It did last time anyway, so I'll pause the video and let you know how long it took. Okay, so that is all good to go. It is running. It took about a minute 10, so it wasn't too bad. It's probably longer than most other software out there. Regardless, it's working now, which is good. So that's automations. Finally, we have here reports. It says here you must create a campaign to view the reports. Click on the button below to create one. So it's asking me to create a campaign. It must be looking for some stats, but luckily while we're here, I just want to show you something else. So I actually choose this one. So on some of the different types of campaigns, you have here opened mail booster. And basically what this means is if you're on the pro level, which all lifetime deals are, you can resend campaign to subscribers who don't open, and you can enable it, and you can actually change the title of it, right? So the subject in this one is your weekly dose of reviews, and I'll just say here, you're about to miss out, and click on enabled. And this means that 2 days after you've sent the email, if this person doesn't open it, they're going to get sent the same email, but with a different subject. This is very, very cool. I'm very, very impressed with this. Not many tools can actually offer this, and these guys have, so I'm pretty impressed. Next, we have this one here. Send to each subscriber at the most active time. So we definitely want to add this on. So it's going to take a sort of average of the time that they open the most, and it's going to send it them. Finally, you can also analyze the quality of your campaign. So check the quality, and what it's going to do is bring up this campaign analysis thing. It took like 10 seconds, which is quite interesting. But you can come through and check your rating. So my campaign's got a rating of 10. You can check out your SPF and DKIM signature. So this is what you should add in if you are going to use this tool, because it just makes your domain a little bit more authoritative in terms of the sending tool. We've also got spam assassin analysis. We've also got link analysis and analysis of forbidden words. So it's just going to give you an idea of how your campaign's looking. So you can also share this with other people as well. So that's pretty cool. So that is newsletters. It should be email marketing, but regardless, it's a very, very cool set of features. Next, we've got SMTP. Now, unfortunately, I don't know really anything about SMTP, so I can't really sort of tell you too much about it. But to activate this, you must contact the technical team. So if you want to go down that route, you surely can. Next up is SMS. So if we click on SMS, we can actually create campaigns inside of here. It's sort of like the newsletters tab. We can create campaigns, we can do quick sends, we've got lists, and we've got reports. Now, the only problem I found out with this is when I actually tried adding in my number, nothing would work. And the reason being is these are the countries that you can actually send to, and none of them are New Zealand. None of them are in the USA, none are Australia, none are Canada. It's really just for European countries, so it was a bit of a sad thing to come across. However, if you are from one of these countries, this tool would be amazing. So can't really go too much in depth with the SMS either. Finally though, we've got pages. This is where we can create landing pages. I'll click on a new page just to show you what it looks like, but it's basically the same as before. You'll see this pop up as well. Do you want to pay 150 euros for a custom designer, which is actually really good if you don't want to do it yourself. But inside here, we've got 146 different types of landing pages. Once again, choose the right one for you. So for this, I might just say businesses. See what pops up. Let's just say I want to use this one. Click on create. Name of page can just be YouTube example. Okay, click on create page. And now it's going to take us back to the same type of editor, except first we've got some options. So I'm just going to say here, YouTube example, once again, example, click on next. Okay, and then here is the page. It's just going to load the builder like before. And you can come in here and edit everything. So it's super easy to use. It's just the full page this time. Come inside here, add bits and pieces where you want them. It is going to take a couple seconds to load all the images, but it is just like it is before. You can add in forms, you can add in everything that you like. So that's pretty much it. It's all straightforward. I'm just going to leave it at that. So what I'm going to do right now is actually jump behind the screen and just give you a bit of a recap. Okay, so that is Acumbamail. Now this was a massive video, but there are tons of different features available inside of Acumbamail. So I had to go through all of them or else I wouldn't do this video justice. So overall, I think the email marketing capabilities are amazing. They do offer features that a lot of platforms don't even think about offering. So in terms of that, it's a great email marketing tool. The landing page builder also gets the job done. So having those two inside of this deal is incredible as it is. Now the SMTP, I don't know enough about, so I can't really talk about. And the SMS, I believe it's just for European countries for now. So I can't really get into that either. I'm sure you could use Zapier though to integrate something like Twilio if you needed to actually get out SMS, so that's always there. Overall, I think it's a great tool, especially if you're just looking for an email marketing and landing page tool. So once again, I highly recommend it in that case. I think it is very powerful. And if you wanted to get started with that tool, once again, there is a lifetime deal. There is a link in the description to go ahead and check it out. But that was my Acumbamail review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe. Loads of good lifetime deals coming out in the near future. That's it from me. I'll see you on the next video.